Americans celebrate Christmas in many different ways with many different traditions. The common factor is a belief in something greater than ourselves. And at a time when events in our country and in the world can make people feel frightened, alone, we thought it might be a good time to gather leaders in the Christian community to talk about this day, this year, and beyond. So joining us today, we have Ann Graham-Lotz, the leader of Angel Ministries, an evangelical Christian ministry based in North Carolina. We have Pastor Miles McPherson, who leads Rock Church in San Diego, and the Most Reverend William Laurie is the Bishop of the Diocese of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Thank you all.
So glad to be here.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
You know, it's interesting. Obviously, the dominant theme for us is economics right now as a political society. And yet the Christmas season really isn't supposed to be about the economics of it. Is there, and somewhat of a mixed blessing in this, of what it's enabling people to focus on during Christmas?
I think almost the economic meltdown is a blessing because it helps strip away so many things that sometimes we think Christmas is about, and it boils it down to what it's really about. Jesus came to a stable, and he came to poor people. He didn't come to the palace. And so one of the messages of Christmas is that God understands in the person of Jesus for us.
And the symbolism is needed right now. I mean, Pastor, you have people coming to you. You work very hands-on with people, and they're saying, why would this happen to me? I've worked hard. Why do I lose my job? Why is my family in trouble? And they're looking at God a little bit and saying, where are you? Where are you?
Well, the whole reason Jesus came and died is to give us an opportunity to have a relationship with God. And so a lot of times we look at God for money, we look at God for fame, we look at God for happiness, but God came to make us holy.
I guess within the Catholic tradition, there's an easier translation during this period because we have the season of Advent, and this is a preparation. But how has the message been adopted to this particular situation that we're dealing with, Bishop?
I think what Advent does, what Christmas does, is to set our hopes higher. It's not about having more, it's about being more. Jesus is God with us.
Christ came to bless us spiritually, not materialistically. And he came to give us hope. And, you know, today everyone's home with their family and they're going to get gifts, but by 2 days from now, we're going to forget what we got. But it was the relationships and the time we have with our family what's most meaningful.
The secondary level that is part of all your messages, but you must still give. That's especially difficult right now. Everybody is going like this. They want to keep what they have. They want to be insulated. How do you get them to tap into that Christian spirit of give even though it's hard?
Well, what they can give is of themselves. You don't have to give valuable things, but you can give your time, your love, and your service. This is more valuable than any materialistic thing you can give. And now you realize you can lend your car, you can give out a room in your home to someone who doesn't have a home.
And if you go to the heart of Christmas, I mean, what did God the Father give us? Did he give us something he didn't need? Did he give us some surplus item? No. He gave us his Son.
And perhaps at a minimum, giving back to ourselves the idea of connecting to your faith.
You know, back in the 80s, Sugar Ray Leonard fought Roberto Duran. I don't know if everyone remembers that fight, but the famous line of that fight was when Roberto Duran said, "No mas, no more." Well, Christmas is more about getting more of Christ and what we need to get more of Christ and get the commercialness out of it.
I think so too, and the foundation, as you brought out, is key. And I was trying to remember, there have been so many hurricanes that have hit, but the one that hit Galveston, I can't remember the name, was it Ike? But they showed a picture from the sky, and everything was flattened except for one yellow house. And that one yellow house was totally intact. I don't even think they lost any shingles. And I thought, that's what I want for my life. I want my life to be so grounded in my faith and to have such a strong personal relationship with God through Jesus by reading my Bible, praying that when the storms of life hit, that I can stand and not even lose a shingle.
I think the Lord came to touch our lives individually, to unite us to himself, to show us his love. I was thinking about the men's groups that have sprung up in my diocese. 6:30 a.m. you see 40, 50, 60 guys there to talk about their faith, about their professional life.
Chris, I want to give a shout out to all the men and women in the military who are serving us. And, you know, they're giving their lives for our freedom. And Jesus says there's no greater love a man can have for another man than to lay his life down for his friends. And that's what they're doing for us. He came not to be served, but to serve. And so if we can serve and lay down our life for someone else, I think we would enjoy the real spirit of Christmas.
It's a beautiful thought to end on. Pastor McPherson, Bishop Laurie, and Graham Luntz, thank you so much for helping us understand the situation, the meaning of Christmas a little bit better.
Merry Christmas
to all.
Merry Christmas. Thank you. Thank you.
Robin?
Thank you. I look forward to that discussion every Christmas.